Hello and good evening, everybody.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome back to the channel. Wow,
happy 2026.
Yeah, it might be February.
Wow.
Happy February.
Well, I say happy 2026. The news that we received today is not so happy.
However,
However,
yes, we will get onto that very
We will.
shortly. We've got quite a lively chat, though, shall we say?
Good evening to all 25 of you lovely people.
That's insane. Thank you for joining us. Obviously, the main topic of tonight is obviously the Right Access Pass news that came out today, which we'll get on to. Shall we jump into the chat?
Yes. If you're new here, I will look down for the chat. We're not as professional as many other channels, but so we have Chelsea, Peter, Wintrack, Sunwalker, good evening.
Good evening.
Big Papa Earl, hello.
Good evening.
Pete's Toys and Tings, hello.
Evening, Pete.
We also have Fan Ventures, RH Tube, Daisy. We have Paul Robinson.
Good evening.
And we have James Hardiker.
We apologise about the names.
Hi.
But
Hi,
good evening.
everyone.
Thank
Good
you all
evening.
for
Good
joining.
I will go back and read some of the comments when we're ready to discuss.
We are possibly one of the few channels that will answer and listen to all your comments. So
don't be saying good evening fuming. I must admit, when I read the email earlier, I was effing and jeffing because it is it's not great at all.
No. Shall we go straight into what the email, just in case anybody hasn't seen the email? Obviously today, let's go back, bit of background. So today Merlin launched the brand new app for Ride Access to its failed success because no one could log on. It failed and we couldn't.
The app has been available for a while, but I think officially today
they launched
it wasn't official.
Launched their dates.
Let's do it. Let's hard launch this sort of thing.
And yeah, so there was issues with that, people booking dates and other things, and then at 3:15 in the afternoon, so it launched. Well, I think they've done launching the dates 9 o'clock ish. I saw comments.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think that they'd put an actual time on when it would go live, but
that's when I saw the first comments coming through anyway.
Yes.
On social media, and then 3:15 we all get an email saying, let me transition, basically that they've changed the eligibility. So
yes,
instead of now I'm going to ask what the eligibility was before.
Oh gosh. So with the Nimbus, I think you just had to have the standing / queuing. I think there was a couple of others, but for me personally, that's all I knew eligibility wise was standing and queuing. There were obviously other ones. I think the WC was always one that was an eligibility one. Obviously, if you were a wheelchair user or level access, obviously there was a lot.
To be fair, I think most of them were eligibility, but they've now whittled it down to just 3, and these are huge, big 3. Now, obviously, some people it won't affect. Fine, but there is a large people that have the queue assist and crowded places, but they've literally just done difficult standing, level access and urgent toilet needs. They are the 3 and only 3 things you can get so you're eligible for ride access.
Yes.
Basically whittling it down to anybody with or anybody that can't. It's
essentially just if you have visible disabilities, not hidden disabilities.
Yeah.
Some people have said that's great. Some people have obviously lost their absolute minds over it. I'm one that has lost my mind over it. However, there are also people saying that no, these are additional. People that are saying they're not additional. We will get into that. We will discuss that. Obviously, there is still a lot of unknowns. There is still a lot to be clarified. There is still a lot to be confirmed by Merlin. I think what they've done is they've done it on the sly, and for me personally, that is the most pathetic way you can do it.
It feels very made up on the spot as well.
But it does. As there is 41 of you lovely people in here right now.
Good evening all.
We will jump into some of the comments and see if there's stuff that will come up as we read comments, and we'll just do our best to answer.
We'll do our talk.
And whatever else. But we will get to every single comment. I promise you that. That is the sort of channel that we are. So Chelsea said, I've already had a wrap. I'm partially sighted. I have MS. I think the additions are great personally. As someone who has urgent toilet needs and a catheter user, it needs to be on there. So I must admit, I thought WC was always one of the eligibilities. I mean, you said that the additions are great. Thought Park have updated their terms and conditions. These are not additions. These are the only 3 that will qualify, unfortunately, which to me is disgusting because there are other reasons why people need it. If it was additions, then it would be great, but it is not. It is the only 3.
Just I know I've jumped down. I can see one. Just adding to someone's comment, basically every disability which is cognitive is no longer accessible. Yeah, as it stands.
It is the most inaccessible accessibility out there at the minute, in my eyes.
Just by what they've done this afternoon.
Yes. So Pete said, indeed, but they've decided to get rid of the difficulty with crowds. Hopefully this will be resolved soon. It's worth emailing Merlin. I personally don't think emailing will do anything for anyone, unfortunately. I think they've made their decisions, and their decisions are their decisions. The difficulty with crowd symbol is now mixed in with the standing. So you've got the difficulty with standing and queuing and crowd. So they're now together. So that doesn't qualify, unfortunately.
Can I just say as well? Daisy with a $4.99. Thank you ever so much.
You genuinely do not have to do that, but we do appreciate it.
We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
How many people will this take off wrap? Also, sorry, ain't been in for a while. Hope you two are okay. Well, we haven't been doing this for a while either, so
it's been a while. It has been a while. We'll get to that comment when we get to it, though. Wintrick said it's a strange move, but I kind of get both sides. I see where you're coming from. It is a really dodgy move in my eyes. I think considering Merlin are proving that they are struggling like tenfold. I think now sitting there and going, right, let's just alienate, I would probably say like the biggest part of the ride access system users. That now means that there's going to be loads of people cancelling their passes because they can no longer use their passes. There's going to be lots of people that are going to demand refunds, which in my eyes, you are more than valid to do so. It's the same with people who have applied for the Nimbus disability card purely for Merlin that now don't have the needs, the accessibility to it.
The other thing is, and it is actually still in their T's and C's. When you apply for the ride access pass, it says you have it for a minimum. For 2 years. It is a minimum of 2 years. So ours is still valid. Haley's is still valid for another year. Yet because of this new system.
Oh no! So once you go onto the app, your plastic ride access is irrelevant. It's wiped.
But their T's and C's, it says it's still valid for those 2 years. So
your ride access, your actual Merlin one, when you get it, it is valid for 3 years because the Nimbus is valid for 3 years. However, I have seen people now saying that their Merlin app has been updated. So if you do not have those symbols, you are no longer valid and it is no longer qualified. So I've only seen a few of those comments, not necessarily all of them. So take what you will kind of thing. So Pinky Moopy says, I think there should have been a substitution or an alternative given to those who have been categorised as difficulties with crowds because they're still technically recognised it as a disability. So I agree there, but the difficulties with crowds also includes queuing and overwhelm/distress with queuing. So it's like 2 in 1. So really that should not have been ignored because the whole point of it is crowds and queuing. So I would like to see them change and add that to it. Some people have said that that's all they have on their card and that's been accepted through the app, but I'm not 100% sure on that, and I wouldn't like to particularly say yes it will be, because I don't know. And like when people have done live chats and stuff, the live chats have said no, it won't be accepted. So
yeah,
I agree something needs to be done, but they may be changing things a little bit around actually on park, but there's so much clarification that we need. It should not have been, by the way, we're changing it, get on with it.
Well, yeah, I mean, they announced obviously this morning that obviously the dates will come available to book for February and March and April, whatever it was. And then they literally just tore up the rule book in the afternoon and just said, oh, we're changing it all now. Why would you not change it either at the end of last season, the beginning of this year, to do it literally on the day that people are trying to book passes? So it's crazy.
I do feel like there's an element of, because Nimbus changed the symbols in December, it's now Merlin have gone, okay, we need to do this. However, I mean, we experienced it today, didn't we, where I wasn't going to sign up to the app until I got my Nimbus renewed, which has only been in the last week. So I already have the new symbols on there. But I went to sign up to the app today and it refused it. It said it was invalid. I couldn't do it. And then this evening I went on and all parks are on there. So there's obviously been an update at some point through the day of the app, and then it allowed me to put my card in. So,
but the same old. We went to try and see what availability there was. There's nothing in February. There's not much in March, and not much in April either. So
yeah, but there being not much, there's still availability, which is great because previously it's all been sold out on release.
True.
So that's a little bit of an improvement. Good evening, Fan Ventures.
Good evening.
Good evening, RH Tube.
Can I just say, just a little bit of YouTube admin now. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button if you like it. It does help the algorithm to spread the love. Sorry.
Daisy said, hey, you two doing okay? We are all good here.
Wow. To a degree.
Windtrack said, hype.
And that as well, yes,
evening
hype.
to you guys. Evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining the stream.
So Daisy said, I've heard a lot of people talking about this wrap, but very confused. Why did they change?
Hang on. That's the email we all, if you are a Ride Access user, received today. So basically, the symbols that were on the Nimbus card, they accepted for if you had Q Assist and stuff like that. But they then changed what qualifies you for a Ride Access pass. Mm-hmm. So now it's only comes down to 3 rather than, I presume, all the symbols.
It was most of them, to be honest. I think you definitely had to have the Q1, which, funnily enough, the Q1 now is disqualified, which is bizarre to me, but there you go. RH, Happy New Year, in spite of the news. Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Alan Cooper, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
A Scaredy Cat Rides, good evening.
Good evening, thank you for joining.
Oh, I missed one, sorry, James. Don't be saying good evening, fuming. I agree.
Yeah.
Sorry. So James said, yeah, again, Merlin discriminating disabled people. Yeah, I mean, before it was on the wire, I feel like, because obviously, yeah, they had restricted the ride access system, but they had restricted it not through saying who can have access to it and who can't, but by the numbers. Now, for me personally, no, it's not ideal. However, when you were able to get a slot, the system worked incredibly well.
Yeah, I was going to say last year.
How it should be running, which is you're in the ride access queue for no longer than 5 to 10 minutes at max, and that's how it should work. So for me, I could take the struggle of getting a slot for when I was able to get it. It worked amazingly. That was just my experience, though.
It would be interesting to know for the people that had ride access last year, how did you find the system last year? Because yes, it was very much a struggle to get a date that you wanted, but when you got the date, the queues for ride access were pretty minimal, which is how it should be compared to other years. So I'd be intrigued to see what everybody else thinks of that. I thought other than like you weren't able to book the slots that you wanted, it did kind of work. And with this new app, I thought, great. So if people were gonna like cancel or they're gonna leave early, then you can release a time slot. Or you can release a slot, and then someone who's at the park, maybe in the afternoon, could then get a slot for ride access. But instead, they've decided, no, we're just going to chop a lot of people out and alienate a lot of people.
Well, there's now 48 of you lovely people. That's brilliant. Welcome to the stream. I will just alliterate. We do take a little bit of time to get to comments, so don't worry, we will get to your comment.
Oh, yes.
It's just we're not used to this many people, and that's just jumped to 56. So
and if... Good evening. And if you don't know, we do like to elaborate on answers.
Yeah,
so.
we do like to. Yeah.
As now that we're waffling, let's go on. Another question. Come on.
So Bailey said it's a joke. I 100% agree. I think it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah.
Pinky, glad I found people who are raising an eyebrow at this whole thing. I've mostly seen people praising it. Sadly, see that for me, that's the kind of world that we live in now, and I absolutely hate it because physical disability, hidden disability, they're the exact same thing. And I do know that there are some people who debate whether neurodivergent or mental health is, as important or as valid as a physical, but of course it is. It's just, to me, it's mind-boggling that in 2026 we're still having these conversations. If you need accessibility and you need support and you need these things in place, you should be entitled to them. If you can prove that you need it, you're entitled to it. You should be able to have access to it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it does, without saying, there is always a select few that do spoil it for others, that do abuse the system. There is plenty of abuse.
There always will
be.
But
there'll always be. I mean, you only have to look. I know it's got nothing to do with the right access, but it's loopholes at the end of the day. It's like filming on ride. You're not allowed at Merlin theme parks. You're not allowed to film on ride, but you're allowed to wear glasses. So of course now with the Meta glasses, people can film. It's a loophole. Unfortunately,
it is. There's always going to be loopholes. There's always going to be, it's just not the best, is it?
No.
Was there ever actually an official time for the slots to be? I don't think
so. I saw people saying from 9 o'clock, but what does that work? So I don't know.
Yeah, James said they obviously pulled the plug on the launch until Nimbus had reviewed symbols and the email went out. I don't know. See, for me, I think it's very strange because I think there was a point where people were able to do it this morning, then something must have happened mid-afternoon / evening, which is where we came into the issues, and then all of a sudden everything started working again. So yeah, I think there was an element of, actually now's the best time to implement this, let's do this, bam. But they've hard launched something that shouldn't have been hard launched without information or without prior warning. So yeah, not great, unfortunately. UK Birds fan, good evening.
Good evening.
Molly, good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Basically, every disability which is cognitive is no longer accessible. Exactly, 100%. That is it, and it's not fair. It never will be.
Does question now, is the Merlin, if you rely on the right access pass and you can't get it, are Merlin passes even worth it anymore?
No, of course they're
not. When you can,
Of course they're not. I mean, we had this conversation earlier, didn't we? Whereby now I'm kind of like, well, what's the point in having it? Like, I mean, yeah, if you can't get access to the rides, then there's no point. Like, you could have it for the CELO centres, but even that is very much, it might be up for sale, it might not. So
arguably, there's better parks out there now in the UK.
Wintrick says it's not the case. There are lots of cognitive disabilities that provide other symbols. I'm not sure. I feel like I'd like you to elaborate on that a little bit, purely because I think there are a few, but I'm not clued up on every. But yeah. Cross and Creds, good evening. Welcome. So how many people will this take off the wrap? I have no idea. Way too many. Fam says, so does this mean kids like my daughters who are autistic and have ADHD are null and void now? basically, if you do not have one of those 3 symbols, you do not qualify anymore. And those symbols are obviously, we've put them on the thumbnail so everyone can see the symbols, just to make it really easy. But it is the inability to stand, so that's somebody sitting on a little chair. Then you've got level surface, which is I think it's a wheelchair on a ramp.
Oh yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And then you've got the toilet, which is WC. So if you don't have one of those 3, you no longer qualify. RH Tube, just as other places are finally treating these with hidden disabilities with respect they need, Merlin come along and set us back by years. Yeah, I agree. Unfortunately, I'm fuming. In all fairness, it's just not okay. It's a bit much. To just like hard launch it.
Let's be fair. Even if they announced this in January, I think we'd still all be unhappy. I don't know. You were just setting up. You sent out an email saying, "Oh yeah, well you can now do the dates for February and March," but then say, "Oh no, you can't have that if you haven't got those symbols." Well, that just seems wrong, and it seems like they've made it up on the spot for me. It's very rushed.
The thing is, though, I don't think it is rushed. I think they've had this comment for ages and have just completely forgot like you said, they should tell people they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Skelly Cat said, I'm a bit out of touch with updates, but sure I saw on Facebook that someone is taking them to court over accessibility stuff. Wonder how this update will impact that. Yes. I
can't remember the name of him.
Not 100% clued up, but it's Jarvis, I think.
Oh yeah, the Jarvis. Something.
But he's, if I'm remembering rightly, his concept is basically virtual queue, which is similar to what they do already. But I could be wrong because I haven't fully read up on it. I'm not gonna lie.
I think his scheme was more a case of making sure everybody was included, rather than like having blocked out days.
But the thing is the old system, before they put in what they put in play for last season, it wasn't accessible. The wrap queues were longer than the main queue sometimes, and you just couldn't queue in it.
Something had to change from that point. So
yes, but then something had to change in terms of being able to get slots. But I think they've just gone from one extreme to the other
very quickly.
Yeah. Learning Cabin said they should just remove queues for everyone. They have the technology to do it. Why is anyone still queuing? Just put everyone in a virtual queue.
Virtual queues don't really work though. We've had this with Mandrill Mayhem, and it didn't work, mainly because if your park is open 10 till 5 and you've got 10,000 people all wanting to ride, say for example Hyperion or Mandrill Mayhem, there's not enough time to get everybody through those time slots. So you then, because I remember that happening for Mandrill Mayhem at Chessington. And you couldn't, if you weren't there by 9-10 o'clock, you weren't getting a time slot and you couldn't ride it, and then you're disappointed. So that doesn't always work either. It's a tricky one, especially around like Halloween and stuff. You just wouldn't get enough people, and let's be fair, it's all about getting people on the rides, and more importantly, them making money.
Yes.
Or swindling people out of money, one or the other, however you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, if what works for one park won't work for another. But all I can say is when Universal comes, Merlin are screwed.
I think they're screwed now, to be fair.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah. Pinky said, it's horrible, messy move from Merlin, and I can see it affecting their numbers for this year massively. I know personally, someone with autism and ADHD, I cannot queue without wrap, so I can't return.
But this is
This is the bit for me, right? Because a lot of people with autism tend to have, if you're like, they tend to love theme parks, like especially if it's their special interest and things like that. Those people now can't go, even if you're just in general, like obviously have that general diagnosis and you enjoy that day out. You now can't go. You don't have a choice, because there's no, even if it's a quiet day, there's still no guarantee that those queues are going to be like the length that you can tolerate. So yeah, I think the numbers are going to go down, but I don't think they really quite grasp what they've done. Like, they're obviously sitting there going, oh, actually, this is a good idea, but I don't think they fully grasp it.
No.
So I guess time will tell, really. Theme Park Planet. Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Said, I find this confusing, and to be honest, I don't think they thought this clearly. I don't either.
No.
I don't think they thought it out at all.
No.
I think they went, oh, maybe that's a good idea, but then, like you say, I don't think they grasped it. I don't think they really understand just how many people rely on it, and I don't think they realise just how bad this will impact some people.
Or they wanted to hit a figure, maybe. Maybe they had a target to lower the ride access by, and what way I mean, they will have all the statistics from like previous years of what symbols people have, and maybe there was one in particular, which will be the Q one, I'm guessing, that features the most. So, you know, cut that out of it, and you know, you've lost half of, if not more than half, of the ride access people.
See, this comment really upsets me, I'm not going to lie. So James Hard said, Nimbus has updated their symbols and reassessed everyone. It was Merlin who told Nimbus to change the symbols. I spoke to Nimbus today, so every symbol has now changed. So the symbol's changing. Like, if it was Merlin that said for them to do it, the part that upsets me is the fact that Nimbus system isn't like only for Merlin. So now, if that symbol, like all of the symbols are now personalised or customised to Merlin alone, that's not helpful for anywhere else. And I do kind of feel like Nimbus should have only agreed to do that for the cards that are only for Merlin. So those individuals that opted to only do the Merlin Nimbus card and not the £15 3-year one. That to me is a bit, so yeah, I don't agree with that, I'm afraid. It should have been Merlin, okay, we can change them for you, but not for everybody else, if that makes sense. My symbols have changed, but mine's also just been renewed, so yeah, that to me is a bit on the naughty side. So Daniel says, if you don't have the symbols on your pass, does that mean you can't use it no more? Basically,
as it stands, yes.
People are saying, well, it's additional, it's not, I personally don't think it is. Thorpe have updated their terms and conditions to say that it is those three and only those three. So if you do not have it, you will not be able to use it.
They have also changed the terms the terms of riding Hyperion now as well. Which you can look at on their website. I think it's. I should have.
Yeah, but didn't they do that because of the Universal stuff?
Yes.
That was last year they done that. A fan said, I'll stick to taking them to Paulton's Park. Then 5-minute queues. Paulton's Park is the hidden gem of the UK. That park is. Somebody said to me, what would you recommend out of everything? Which one is going to survive? Which one has the highest chance of survival when Universal comes? Which one cares about their customers? Which one wants to do the best? But Paulton's Park.
We could talk about Paulton's Park all night. They are currently, in my eyes anyway, the number one theme park in the UK.
Yes. Jason Parker, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, it does take us a while to get to comments because we do try and answer all of them. I missed the earlier part. What symbols do you need? So you need the level areas, the unable to stand, which is basically somebody sitting down. The level areas is like a ramp with a wheelchair, and or the WC, which is the toilet one. You can have all three, you can have one, you can have any combination, you just need to have at least one of them. So Lewis said, I don't know, surely if you're that affected by crowds and theme parks would be a no-go for people regardless of queuing, maybe I'm missing something. So I get what you're saying. I take it in one hand, but in the other, so don't forget, at a theme park, yes, it can be very busy, but normally at a theme park you can find a quiet area or somewhere to sort of walk away if it's getting overwhelming, if it's getting too much. You're not always in a crowded area. And especially if you're a pass holder, you can come and go. So you could say, all right, today I feel up to... Basically, a person knows their limitation, right? So if you also know that it's going to be the busiest time of the year, you just might opt not to go that time, or you go at quieter times of the year. It depends from person to person.
Doesn't it also come down to inclusion? Everybody should be included in a theme park.
It does. It does. But I get what you're saying. So there's two sides to every story or situation or whatever. So for me, yes, you just go when you're able to go and when your limitations allow you to go, basically. So Theme Park Planet said this is confusing because if you can't use it because you haven't got the symbol, why would they let you add it? I don't think... Well, I don't know. I don't know why, to be honest. I have seen some people say that they've been allowed to add or been able to add the Nimbus without those symbols, but then other people have said they've added it and then it's like died kind of thing. They've said no kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know if they're in the process of going back through the system and removing ineligible ones. I don't know. Or yeah.
Either way, it sounds like they've messed up somewhere along the lines.
Yeah.
I'd say.
Bev King, good evening.
Good evening, thank you for joining.
They're breaking the Disability Act of 2010. Autism and ADHD are protected categoristics. My access card and Red Wrap both say 2027 expiry. I have the old symbols on my card and booked for March. See, I am seeing a lot of comments about being able to book like with a current valid one, but I don't know what's happening there. Because I don't know, and the thing is, this is why we need clarification, because are passes that are still valid, like in terms of date, still valid? Or is it going to be from today, it's completely no, shut down, absolutely not? I'm hoping that we get that validation because I think everybody needs it. But to be fair, I think that validation should have come as a Q&A with the email. But I just don't think they thought about it, to be honest. I really don't. No. But thankfully, we do still, kind of have a few weeks. Well, we have obviously weeks until the main season starts, but there is also the February half-term stuff in a couple of
2
parks.
weeks, yeah.
So maybe we'll get some more information over the next couple of weeks. I guess time will tell. John Cortman says, hi guys, good evening.
Good evening.
So Theme Park Planet says, I don't like that they announced this hours after people were able to book ride access.
Yeah, that's I think that's a
either.
disgrace as well. Really.
Yeah, I don't like that. Vera said, to add to my previous comment, I have +1 and Q symbols. Yes, +1 is more care a ticket, but the Q symbols is obviously what you mostly needed to get it on the last system. So I don't know what's happening in terms of that, in terms of like valid.
I think they've got to come back tomorrow at the latest and clarify.
Well, they should have already done it. I'm not being funny. They should have already seen all of this online and they should have gone, right, let me sort this. Let me do this.
They clearly
let's
don't
put this
care.
on paper. Let's, just shut this down. But I don't think they thought about it. I don't think they thought that they would get the backlash. I don't think they thought people would go, whoa, hang on a minute. And I honestly don't think they are prepared for the amount of annual passes that they are going to get cancelled or demand refunds from or anything. I don't think they're... Yeah, I think somebody went, that's a good idea, and then that's where it ended. So...
You gotta remember where you're from.
Pinky was replying to Lewis and said, for me personally, it's more of a build-up of being in multiple long queues and noises. Rap lines were short, quick and quiet. I would still wait, but virtually instead of loud crowds. Yes, see...
That's the thing, isn't it? So, like, obviously with rap, most of us probably know how it works, but, you aren't skipping a queue as such. If the queue line is an hour long, yes, you get to ride it before waiting an hour, but then obviously you virtually queue it, so you can't go on to another ride for another hour, but it gives you the chance, if you can't stand in the queue, you can go away, you can go to a quiet place, you have a coffee,
it's definitely not a fast track, but with what Pinky said, for me it was pretty much the same. I can't handle long, loud, crowded queues, but if they're short, sweet, in, out, and then virtual queuing elsewhere, my day is way less overwhelming. But you also have to know your limitations, and I think 98% of people that go know their limitations. So it's not really up for sort of other people to say, but you shouldn't do that, because you say this, you say that. Unfortunately, I get where the logic and the thought process comes from, but it depends on the person's individual limitations.
Yeah.
Sue Pinky, hi, good evening.
Good evening.
I'm sorry, I apologise. We do take a while to get to comments.
We're about 10 years behind the comments.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Had rap last year and had no issues other than when rap and fast track were combined. Just didn't go on those rides. I must admit that annoys the hell out of me. The ride access queue and the fast track queue being combined, and there being no staff either, like at Legoland when you have the mud.
Pirate Falls
Annoys the hell out of me.
Pirate Falls is the worst ride access queue.
For me, they actually cause more issues than anything else. Oh no.
You've lost it.
I have.
Keep going.
Oh my god, we are so behind. Oh, I've lost the chat. Hang on. Sorry, guys.
Go up. I know where you were, roughly. Keep going.
There we go. My theme park journeys. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for joining.
Have an app for all the ride users with virtual queues. That way it comes down to the person's choice if they wish to wait, and everyone is happy. Yes and no, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I don't think Merlin thought this through properly. No, I don't either. Bo said, I found it difficult to book due to my disability fluctuation, but on park was amazing. More rides were accessible. You see, I agree with that. I agree. You can almost take the good with the bad, if that makes sense. So for me, I could take that I wasn't always going to get the date that I wanted, but on the days that I could get it, it was the best experience because it was how the RAP system should work, making it essentially, as you say, more accessible.
Yeah.
So RH said, do you guys or anyone in the chat know how the likes of Polton's, Drayton Manor work their version of RAP? We've cancelled our Merlin passes, so looking at other options. Okay, so Drayton Manor, they use the Nimbus, but on a general rule, they do it as what's on your Nimbus card. So they go by what plus you have. So if you have +1, then you'll only get one extra person, like one companion. If you have +2, +3, etc., it goes on. So whatever is on your Nimbus card. However, I say as a general rule because we have been when it hasn't been busy, and I have been allowed like my whole group with me. So if there was like 4 of us total, I've been allowed +3. So I think it's vaguely dependent
down to their discretion.
Yeah, basically.
I'd say with Polton's, maybe obviously give them an email before you go, which I think
so Polton's Park is you have to pre-book online. It's like Merlin in that aspect. But again, they use Nimbus. But it is you +3. But you do have to pre-book online.
You were just talking about Polton's Park.
No, I was talking about Drayton Manor.
Oh, shoots. Sorry.
Yes, he doesn't listen. He's just there. He doesn't listen.
I get them two mixed up.
Yeah. Hope that answered that. It was awful trying to book last year. I managed to get one last second in the summer, but missed out on the chance of going to Fright Nights because of the bookings being gone.
Yeah. You have with Fright Nights. You have to, as soon as they come out, you basically.
To be fair, we didn't get any for Fright Nights, did we? Or was there one day?
No, we did. We got the opening day.
Oh yeah, but we booked that quite far in advance, didn't we?
Did.
But for me, I'm not always about rides, so I guess it depends really. But for me, with Fright Nights, it's very much more atmosphere and stuff. Chloe said this change needed to happen.
Interesting.
That is interesting.
Why?
Changes needed to happen, but not like this, because it has just wiped way too many people. So yeah, everyone's entitled to their opinions, but yeah, I'd love to know why you think that and why you think it's a good thing. Bailey said today's been a stressful day, first waiting for the release and then the big update. I didn't get on there this morning to try and book wraps, purely because I don't know when we next want to go. But I also hadn't even set up my app yet, because I actually only got my new Nimbus, like, I want to say a week ago, and I've been so busy I've not had a chance to sort it out. So
we were actually going to do an updated video of how to actually set it all up, but I'm glad we didn't now, because it's a bit of a...
Yeah, because it would have been irrelevant, 100% irrelevant by this point. A fan said, well, for the likes of Polton's Park, if it's cognitive disability like queuing, go to Polton's, because it's mainly 5-minute wait, so no problem there if you drive. Yeah, to be fair, even with Polton's, all the times that we've been, because the last time we went, I wasn't able to get ride access because I left it too last minute.
The queues have been...
They were manageable. Like, I don't think any queue was more than like 10 minutes.
If that.
And that was when... Was that when we went for Ghostly Manor?
Yes.
Or was it
no,
after
it was
that?
before Ghostly Manor. Just before. Week before.
Oh, okay. So...
Although I think
but when we went for Ghostly Manor, I wasn't able to get it.
No.
So, yeah, that's the time that I was talking about.
Sorry.
Even Ghostly Manor, I think, was on 20 minutes, but it was moving so quick, it didn't actually end up being 20 minutes. So, even if you don't manage to get ride access at the Poltons, I don't think it would be an issue for you. Bev says, why can't they adapt main queues to accommodate those who struggle physically? Is someone who is neurodivergent being his main queues are dangerous if longer than 20 minutes, as I focus on getting out? I mean, they could, but I think a lot of the queues, I think because we have multiple queues, I think they have to make them like as most space efficient as possible. That makes sense. At least that's
Are we on about like gates,
no,
like
so
you can get out quickly in case you have an emergency?
So she said, why can't they adapt main queues to accommodate those who struggle physically?
Yeah, that could mean like wider for wheelchairs.
Yeah, but then being in main queues are dangerous if... So I don't know if you meant psychologically or physically, but either way, I think a lot of ride queues also have like mini gates in them, so you could essentially potentially go through those, but then it's more chaotic, if that makes sense. I get both sides of what you're saying from what we understand. But then they just won't do it. They're just... I think it comes down to money as well a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Butterfly World, good evening, says
Good evening.
It needed a restructure for sure, but this is awful. Whoever decided to open up to book slots, then deliver that email in the afternoon is either laughing at us or needs sacking. I mean... totally true. Yeah. Absolutely. Because the thing is now, people are wondering, well, I don't have those symbols. Are my bookings valid or not?
Are they valid? Is it worth still having a Merlin pass anymore if you rely on it, you know?
I mean, no. If I didn't have the one symbol that qualifies me, I would get rid of him. I'm not being funny, I would be cancelled in a heartbeat. And you know what? I'm not even joking, and I'm not being like a absolute tool here, but I'm glad our passes are pay monthly and we've had them over 12 months, so we can just cancel them in a heartbeat, because it's just not acceptable to take money from people and then go, oh, by the way, you can't actually have access to the rides. So, but you can still go to our other attractions that we may or may not be selling off. It just doesn't work like that. It's not okay. James says, we live in the north. With the sale of Blackpool, there's nothing for us apart from towers. The map is useless. Towers was our only go-to. Now that's inaccessible. Don't even get me started on Blackpool. Blackpool had me fuming.
Horrendous. I totally agree. I think that was the worst decision. Like, I know... You know, obviously they got to think about Universal, you know, the London parks, but like you've got a footfall. Like Blackpool was huge for the north, you know, and if you go on a holiday, you've got like, what was it, 4, 5 attractions up there. They were all on your Merlin pass. Happy days if you were going on a budget holiday or whatever.
Yeah.
And then Alton Towers is basically the this is going to sound really wrong, and I apologise if I offend anybody, but the Northerners Park. That's where everybody would go.
Yeah.
And then, you know, to make it now even inaccessible to some, and you know, who knows what the future holds for Towers.
Yes.
It's not good.
Yeah, no.
The future is not bright for the North.
James says, I'm confused trying to figure out, did you get RAP or not? I do have a RAP pass. I do have one of the symbols that qualifies. However, I don't really want to go into that and why. That being said, it still does not negate the fact that I am fuming about this, that I am frustrated, that it's not acceptable. I fully stand with everybody that has been wiped out, because if I didn't have that one symbol that actually has only recently been added, I wouldn't have qualified either.
We haven't got any slots anyways.
No,
either.
well, I haven't looked into it, but yeah. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not any less pissed than I would have been.
Yeah, you can't. I'm sorry. I just feel 3:15 in the afternoon. You dish that email out, and then don't give anybody really any real information.
Daniel says, so what happens now? I booked for Alton Towers after dark and got wrapped. So if I go to the queue, they will turn me down, even though I booked it.
So
don't have no symbols.
The question is, did you book that today?
Well, I don't know.
Did you book it through the app? Because we need clarification. Are people pre-booked Alton Towers last year, for example? Are those bookings still valid or not?
I personally don't think they are.
I don't think they are. But when you go on their app, they in that email they also gave you like what the bookings were looking like, and they said like partially booked.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if they've got rid of more than half of the right access users, how are they partially booked? Well,
they're partially booked because they have ones from when they were. Because Towers made a mistake, didn't they? And they released the whole of 2026.
But that's what I'm saying. Are the people that pre-booked
but
like last year?
I think the system's still catching up, because I think when it all went down and everyone said, "Oh, the app's crashed" and whatever else, I think they done a sneaky update then. So I think if you were lucky enough to have anything before that, I think until the system catches up.
Daniel did say, yeah, I booked everything today. So that's interesting.
I mean, I think they need to clarify.
I mean, technically,
I personally would say probably not. But in the same breath, if you've got it,
they should honour it.
Hold on to it.
They should honour it.
Just see what happens. The clarification should have already been there, I'm not going to lie. But yeah. So, Fan says, I think they're trying to battle the whole thing of people moaning about waiting when you have RAP and fast track making the main queues take ages. Fast track, yeah, get rid, but not RAP. So, yeah, personally, I think RAP should go, but I did also not RAP, sorry, not fast track should go.
They will never get rid of fast track in 1,000 years.
The thing is, no, I saw on Facebook earlier in one of the ride access groups, I did see a comment where somebody had done like an email or a live chat. I can't remember which one it was. I saw so many comments, I'm not gonna lie. And basically they turned around to them and said, don't worry, because we are going to be making more fast tracks available. So I don't know how true that is. I'd like to think that it's not true, but it wouldn't surprise me with Merlin, I'm not gonna lie. But that does tell me that fast track isn't going anytime soon. But it does also tell me that Merlin are struggling a hell of a lot more if they're going to rely on minimising RAP in order to make more money on fast track.
Yeah.
Nothing would surprise me anymore. So Wintrick said, which part do you think will be the most affected by these changes?
Ooh,
that's a good one.
I
would say Towers.
Wow, yeah.
Because Towers seemed to be the one that we really struggled to get anything for.
Yeah.
The rest of them, we did get a lot of on-the-day availability or the day before. Towers just seemed impossible. I don't think we got it once last year, did we?
We only went up there once. Twice. No, once. We only went once.
No, we went for the fireworks as well.
Well, which was 3 days. We didn't go any other day, any other time. We only went for fireworks last year.
Yeah, but isn't that because every time we looked for the dates we wanted to go, we couldn't get wraps, so decided against it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Towers would be the one for me, I think, personally. Chessington and Lego, I don't think it will affect too much because they were already on a... Yeah, I don't know, I think Towers. So Scaredy Cat says, oh, great question on which park. My guess would be Towers, but that's really damning given how they're doing. Yeah, I agree. Daisy said, so this cuts a lot of people that do actually need it. It does, unfortunately. FanVeg said, how long do you reckon Merlin will be no more because of these changes?
Oh, that's a good catch-22 question. That's I think we'd save that for another live stream.
I've lost it.
Ah.
Well, bloody ad. Apologise. So how long do you reckon Merlin will be... It's just done it again. Hang on a second.
We're so professional here.
It's the ad. So the ad comes on and then it refreshes.
So why don't you just pause it? You've gone way too far.
Oh yeah, that's true. Hang on. Yeah, professionalism here. Look, look.
Hayley.
You need to turn off the ads. Yeah, sorry fam, I've lost your comment again. Look, they've all gone.
Anyway.
Oh, you keep mumbling.
I don't know. We have got 37 lovely people with us still. Thank you ever so much.
It.
Oh, you found it.
How long do you reckon Merlin will know more because of all these changes? Because there are a lot of kids these days who are being diagnosed with autism and ADHD, which means a lot more families won't visit.
There was a bit more to that question.
Yeah, there was. I bet there are more families than theme park and coaster enthusiasts in the UK. Yeah, to be fair, it's a valid question. I think they're going to lose a hell of a lot of business.
As it stands.
And I can't wait. As bad as it sounds, right? As bad as it sounds, I cannot wait to be on park to hear people who have not realised or have not fully been informed or did not receive the email to get there and absolutely go ham and complain about it because it's more than valid. It needs to be complained about.
Every time we went to pick up the wrap card, especially if we were late and we had to, like, for Thorpe Park, you have to collect it under the dome if you're a bit later. There was someone, I had to pre-book, I didn't know, it's just horrible. They were moaning and groaning. And that was like that, for 2 years or more now?
Yeah, but then not everyone receives the emails that have signed up for the emails.
No,
not everyone gets it. So, and if you don't go all the time, you are going to miss that.
Yeah, so there's going to be a lot of angry people on park when they reopen, I think.
Yeah. So this goes all the way back to the start of the chat. So this is how far back we are.
Oh, God.
Scaredy Cat said, hard disagree about the crowds. I'm autistic, but I don't need rap. I do what exactly what you said, Hayley. I go to quiet areas when I need it. Means some parks are more accessible than others for me. Thorpe, for example, takes recovery because I find it overstimulating and hard to get a sensory break, although the garden under Stealth is nice. Oh, the garden under Stealth is incredible. I love that place. And that is genuinely where I go when I need a bit of peace and quiet.
Especially
I don't even think about the quiet area that they've got with that weird spa thing. I just go straight to under Stealth. But yeah, it's different for everybody, and everybody figures it out themselves how they can manage it, their own limitations and stuff, which is great. Wintrick said, I guess it's helpful to have rap if you can't do crowds, but not compulsory, though of course it varies person per person. So yeah, but the thing is, a lot of people don't realise as well, you can have rap and you can be eligible for rap, but you won't necessarily always use it. Because if you don't need to use it that day, or you don't want to use it, or whatever,
I mean, if
you don't have to. It's not like
if you go midweek,
it's not like you're a rap user, you can't go without using your rap. Like you have to use your rap. But if the queues are manageable for you, and you're having a good day, and you're only there, and you're only going to be there for an hour, and the one ride that you want to do is 5 minutes, you don't have to use your rap. But that being said, do not get your rap and then use your rap for one ride and then go, I'm timed out, I'm going to go queue for the next one in the main queue. Don't do that, because that is abusing the system. Yeah. Just to clarify that.
Yeah. Well done. Come on, Ellie. Let's go through these questions.
So James said, check your symbols on the Nimbus site. My pass is valid for 2 years, and I've now been transferred to the new symbols. Yeah, so mine was up for renewal anyway. So the symbols changed in December. I didn't realise my Nimbus had expired, so I done it in literally the first week of January. So I'm on the new symbols already. But yeah, I would advise anybody who is on, I would say probably before December, to now go and check if your symbols have changed. So thank you for that. It's Mimi. Hi, good evening. I'm really sorry, I'm only just getting to your thing. This was going to be my first season being able to access Alton Towers, and now I don't qualify. I've gone before but undiagnosed until now, honestly thinking of cancelling my Merlin annual pass.
And you're...
Honestly, you in that situation, you have to do what's right for you. I am gutted for you. I'm not going to lie.
I am really hoping that maybe they sort something out, but I
hope
don't...
that they realise that they've accidentally, or... I hope they realise that they took the queuing element or the queuing symbol out, and I hope that they put that back in, because what do you mean there's a symbol that says I can't queue but I now don't qualify for literal access to queue kind of thing?
It does make me wonder whether or not someone may sort of go down the legal line, because is this not discrimination? I don't know.
It's definitely more discrimination than the system was before.
Oh yeah.
I think the system before was borderline, but this is now very much so. Pinky said, I think booking wrap has become so much of a hassle, and sometimes it doesn't feel worth it. I grabbed one random day in September last year. Then when it was all packed, and I was getting 2-hour timeouts after each ride. I only managed 3 rides before going home in the afternoon because it was too much. I felt like the stress of getting wrap wasn't worth it in the end.
I mean, unfortunately, when the park is busy, wrap isn't fast track. So it's a tricky one, but... Yeah, I don't know how to answer that one.
I must admit, I mean, from my experiences, I kind of agree, but I kind of don't. So, in terms of like the 2+ hours, I think there was one time where we were blocked out for... I think it was something like an hour, but the queue on the app said it was only like 30 minutes. So there were some issues, but it does get overwhelming very, very quickly, and especially if it's busier than you thought.
If it's a busy day on park, it's kind of, unfortunately, that's how it is, isn't it? You know, if it's 2-hour queues everywhere, then okay, you're not being inside the queue for 2 hours, but you are waiting 2 hours in between rides. Sorry, just want to jump ahead to Courtney. I'm not going to read the rest of that. That person wants to know, what is the change? So just bring up the email again because I've got it. So basically the symbols on the Nimbus card has changed. The symbols are actually on the thumbnail, but they've changed to difficult standing, level access, and urgent toilet needs. Which was different, and they've taken off the queuing element of Nimbus, which has alienated quite a few people, to say the least. So
just double check if you have a Nimbus card. Just double check your symbols. That makes sense. It's Mimi says, I've got ADHD and Tourette's and can accidentally hit people next to me and struggle to stand /queue for longer than 15 minutes. I don't qualify for the standing symbol. I'm genuinely gutted for you. It's a really crap situation, and I kind of feel like you finally being able to get answers and then being able to apply for the access that you need and not being able to it's wild to me. It's just insane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Although just adding a lighter thing to this, I kind of can imagine that conversation with security because you accidentally hit someone and have to explain that you took my access away. So, like, not in a horrible way, but like...
Moving on, Hayley, before we put our foot in anymore.
Well, no, like, just explaining that there's the reason... I'm not very good with words, right? But, like, explaining the reasoning behind why you need that access is because you have Tourette's, and this is the issue. Like, you could just imagine, like, that being a wild conversation. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not taking the piss. I'm just... Yeah. Okay, right.
Moving on.
Pinky Moopy says, right, doesn't matter anymore because I don't qualify, but even with rap I was struggling with lines. Can't imagine how I'd do it with a regular queue system. See, this, it's such a shame. Like, it's, yeah, I don't even know how to, like, answer that anymore, because it's like... We fight to get diagnosis or to get support or to get things, and then you have to send all the documentation and everything in to get all these things in place to be able to do the things that we want to do, for it to then just be taken away. It's not okay.
No.
Bev King says, make them step free, slightly wider for wheelchairs, fold in seat spaces for benches. I push people out of my way to escape the main queue in meltdowns. I mean, they won't do that. It's money, unfortunately. They just won't do it. They won't spend the money for it.
No.
But
it's a good...
I mean, I'd push people out of the way as well if I was having a panic attack or a meltdown in a queue, and I wouldn't apologise for it either. Bring on Universal, I agree. Fairground says, oh, good evening,
good
Fairground.
Evening.
Playing devil's advocate, is this a stab in the dark from Merlin to kick the abusers off the system and then walk back with more stringent rules that are less abused? I would like to say yes, but the thing is, I would have said just doing the app is enough to do that, because the app only allowed you to put one ride access user per device, right? So say you're a family of 4, but you have 4, say, like, everybody in the family qualifies, but 2 qualify for yellow, 2 qualify for red, right? But you would then have 2 children, say, and then the 2 parents or whatever, and you only have 2 phones for those 4. That means you can only use 2 of the wraps for that one day. So instead of being able to have 4 people per wrap per person, so it'd be 4, 8, 12... 4, 8, 12, 16 people allowed to book for that one day because there's 4 passes, they're now only able to do 2. So that would then mean that they can only get a maximum of 8. So that already halves that amount. But if there's one person in a 2, like for us, for example, I can only put mine on there. I mean, Chris doesn't have one, but if he did, like, do you know what I mean? It limits it. So I would have said that was the way of doing it. But
could they not? The only other thing they could have done to maybe stop that is only have 1 per household. But then I don't know how that would work.
I mean, it wouldn't work.
Because if, like, kids
you could have kids of different ages, different capabilities, different tolerances and stuff like that. So you could have one kid that only wants to do Gruffalo, for example, go round and round and round. But then you have an older kid that wants to do all the rides. So you're going to need, but I would have said that's...
I think the answer is there is always going to be loopholes in any system.
Yeah.
That someone will try and get. So
yeah, there's always going to be loopholes. There's always going to be. But I think people slowly start to realise, but I'd like to hope that people start to slowly realise that you being an absolute silly sod and abusing it ruins it for others, and then it ruins it for people who have more of a need than what you do, and there are a lot of selfish people, but I feel like in the back of your head, like, you should always consider that. Pinky said, I'm thankful you're upset on behalf of others who have been removed. I've seen so many people who still qualify and are completely fine because it doesn't affect them. It could in the future. To me, I mean, I have had conversations today where they're like, yeah, but you've got it, so you should be fine. I have, but I was so close to not getting it. And it's only because, like, I sat there and I went, well, this is something that I need sometimes. It's not all the time, but it is something that I need sometimes. So I'm going to put it on there as a backup for me should I ever need it, right? And you can take that however you want to take it, right? But it was very much a no, because I need that in place when I need it, right? So it's only that qualifies me. So I was so close to not getting it. And then I sat there and I thought, well, if I couldn't get it, then that's basically all of my days out. Anything to do with going on a ride or anything, gone. And if I'm thinking of that and I'm that upset and that worried, then think of the amount of people who else are. And it's just not fair to be sat there thinking, well, I normally can only do this and that's what I enjoy, when you're already dealing with hardships and disabilities and anything else that comes with your illness. To then have that taken away from you just isn't fair. It's not right. And in 2026, that's, to me,
disgusting.
So yeah, like, if I'm feeling that way, and I can damn well guarantee there's people that are struggling with it a lot more than even what I contemplated. You know, people don't realise how it affects others. Yeah, I booked everything today, yeah. So I technically no longer qualify for RAP and book today. At this rate, I'll be driving down and possibly being turned away.
I mean, technically, if you've got it, technically they should honour it. Yeah, I see they should honour it.
If you've got it, you've booked it, and like,
because they don't.
If it's on your app, I would
they
try
don't,
it.
They don't check your Nimbus card when you or they
well,
didn't.
It's all on the app now.
Yeah.
So the app, the information that's on the app, doesn't come from Merlin. It's what Nimbus has sent them. So if the app says you're all good, I would still go by what the app says on the day. If on the day that the app still says you're good, I would go with what the app says.
Yes.
But I'm hoping we'll get some more clarification. Well, we'll see. So I'm wondering if the new symbols only come into effect next time you renew the card. So this will be phase change. I'm not sure. And they go on to say that's how it reads on the Nimbus site anyway. So Nimbus may be saying that, and I've not looked at their website, I'm not going to lie, but I have seen so many screenshots in the hour running up to this live stream where people have done live chats, and the live chats have said, no, it's from now. So if you had one that was valid, obviously I don't want to scare anyone, if you had one that was valid, it probably isn't. But again, I've had false information come from the Merlin team before because they're just not sure yet.
Let's be fair, if everybody's having the same issues, something has to be done eventually.
I personally would say send them an email and get that information for yourself. Find it out for yourself.
I would send it anyway, just because it will push the matter forward. If everybody's complaining about the same thing, maybe, just maybe, they might listen at some point.
Don't worry, there'll be more fast tracks, aka you have to pay more if you're neurodivergent. Yeah, basically. But again, I don't know if that's 100% fact, if that was a docked screenshot or whatever, but it wouldn't surprise me. It was just something I saw online. Sue says, being on the South Coast, I only go to... Oh my god, now Sue's listening to me. Being on the South Coast, I only go to Chessington and Thorpe. I always been lucky enough to be able to book on the day, which is good for me as I never know until that morning if I'm able to go. Yeah, I mean...
That's good.
They are whittling out on the day stuff. I think now it's only going to be 48 hours
with the
before.
App, no. With this new app, what you were going to be able to do is, if people were, it was going to make it easy to cancel a RAP. So obviously more will become available as and when. And then if people leave the park early and you're on the park, you can potentially get RAP on the day, maybe in the afternoon. So
yeah,
before they did this, I was thinking this app is a positive. I'm not so sure anymore.
Who knows? Charlotte, good evening.
Good evening.
Says, I haven't had an email and have been able to book wrap this evening. Do you have any of the symbols? But I do also feel like the system hasn't caught up with itself, because some people are getting refused. I even saw someone saying that their son's wrap eligibility was denied tonight while trying to do the app. So I don't know if the system hasn't caught up with everything, or if people aren't realising that they've got the symbols but not realising it, or whatever. I don't know, but I'm glad that you're still able to book it.
Absolutely clueless in Merlin currently.
Yeah. But there is still a lot of... One person says this, another says that. So I'm hoping, like I said, in like the next couple of days or even the next week, we get some clarification.
If not tomorrow.
Yeah. Peggy says I only go once a year, usually the summer, because it's a trip for me to get to Thorpe, even longer for me to go to Towers. So whenever I do go, I always need the wrap so I know I have a stress-free day. Well, you've got to do what's right for you. You've got to, I appreciate the long drives. I actually love a good long
Poland's
drive.
Park would be my bet.
But yeah, I would maybe suggest looking elsewhere. As bad as it sounds, but...
We shouldn't say that.
Yeah, the thing is, if they're not going to support, or even, like, I understand that they don't have to have things in place, but when you have these things in place, people then go, right, okay, I have this in place, I know I have it, I know I can do this, I'm excited about it, and then you take it away, of course people are going to get upset, and they, Nikki says, I want your hoodie, Hayley. It's fab. Thank you so much. I have a slight obsession with Pennywise.
You do.
I say slight. It is a bit of a problem. It is a Loungefly hoodie, but it is still available on some websites. So if you just Google it, I think Loungefly Lovers still has it. And it's on sale.
We're not affiliated.
No, I'm not. But I just appreciate someone who appreciates a nice hoodie. So James said, so my frustration also lies with Nimbus, that they allowed this to happen. I agree. If you remember when they brought in the allocations, Merlin said Nimbus were the outside experts who said it was legal. I agree. I'm very frustrated and disappointed at Nimbus. I think if they were going to do it, it should have been the symbols that they changed should have been exclusive to Merlin, but they also should have said no. If you're going to then sit there and say you can only use this symbol, they should have said no, because Nimbus Disabilities should know how important it is to have this access in place for people that need it, that genuinely need it, and they're the ones that are saying, yes, these people genuinely need it.
Sounds like maybe Merlin have some a hand in Nimbus somewhere.
I don't think they do, but it wouldn't surprise me if they led Nimbus a little bit astray and maybe went, we're not going to take this away, but we want to fine-tune, because in the email it said, didn't it, at some point, we want to fine-tune their accessibility and make it better for everyone. So it wouldn't surprise me if they played like this whole thing of, yeah, well, if we do this, then we can fine-tune it for those who can do this, and those who, yeah, I don't know. Pinky said, with my comment about 2-hour timeout, I just meant I'd been checking for days for Rat Pass. Oh, okay. So I felt like days of stressing. Oh, yeah, I agree there, yeah. So
apologies,
days of stress and trying to pass. Yeah. Spending way too much of your time trying to get a pass just isn't, that never should have been okay. It's ridiculous, really. But yeah. So James says, how have Nimbus signed this off? Why have Merlin been allowed to say on the Nimbus symbols they're not related companies now, are they?
Well,
so I don't know.
There's a good question to
I hope not,
be asked.
But
as it stands officially, no.
That's interesting.
But
so hi Theme Parks UK. Good evening.
Good evening.
James also said, check the symbols. If you no longer qualify, you can't access the app now.
Interesting.
So, that is very interesting.
They seem to be making updates pretty swiftly now.
Yes. I guess over the next couple of days, things are going to become more and more apparent, I think. Theme Parks UK says, I'm sorry I haven't been here for ages. No worries. We haven't been live for ages. We haven't really posted content for a while.
We haven't been for a while.
Can I also just say, there's still 42 of you lovely people in this live.
Thank you very much.
So much.
If you haven't already, and you kind of we do this stuff quite a bit.
Yes.
Hit the subscribe button.
We say that after we say we haven't been live for a while and we haven't done content for a little while. But
I meant with ride access side of things. We do, whenever we go to a theme park, we do talk about, or any attraction, we do try and talk about the accessibility side of the attraction or theme park. So
I apologise. Chris likes to promote. Anyway, and we do get to your comments. It does just take us a little while.
Yes, Hayley likes to waffle. A simple yes or no answer turns into a 10-hour rant.
Coming from you.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. It's Mimi said, honestly, I'm going to have to carry a letter from my GP to explain to security. I mean, you just got to look at the light-hearted side of it, haven't you?
Maybe that's a way of getting on the ride quicker.
That conversation could be very interesting. So why did you hit that guy? Well, I have Tourette's. And why weren't you in the ride access queue? Oh, well, because of this. It could just, you could see the serious side of it and the little playful side of it. I hope I didn't offend you either. Daniel says, I got Nimbus to send me my details, and on there it says difficulty standing, but then I don't have a symbol for it. Any idea how I get the symbol? So,
interesting.
Good question. I
mean, I'd say maybe send them an email.
Does it say difficulty standing, or does it say queuing and crowds? Because those two have now become separate. I know they were combined before. If not, I would send Nimbus an email and say, I'm a little bit confused because you stated that I have this symbol. However, I don't actually have it on my card or on the email, and they should be able to sort it out for you. My theme park journey said, is this a Merlin thing or a Nimbus thing? Will Universal have their own rules, or will they be governed by Nimbus? So from the sounds of it, it's Merlin saying to Nimbus.
I was going to say, can we, we obviously go to different theme parks.
I don't think this is Nimbus, because it's all done differently at other
Nimbus,
parks.
I was going to say, Nimbus is run on quite a few parks, and none of them have...
uses Nimbus, Drayton uses Nimbus, Blackpool Pleasure Beach uses Nimbus.
As long as you have the queue assist and like a +1, most parks,
UK attractions actually use Nimbus.
Yeah, and actually some European ones do as well.
Yeah, a lot of European ones
do. You know, if you have a...
Europa, Rulantica. Sorry.
Yeah, we won't go into Rulantica and Nimbus card.
Yeah, well...
That's a whole different story.
No, that was just that one bloke. I'm not tarnishing the... I don't know how Universal will do it, you know, because...
I think they'll do Nimbus, won't they?
Universal tend to have their own... All I know about Universal is they do disability and everything very, very well.
I guess the answer is have a look at other Universal parks and see how they do it.
Yes.
To get a rough idea.
I guess time will tell.
Yeah.
Time will tell, but all I know is Universal are going to absolutely wipe the floor.
We've got 6 years to work it out,
yes.
So if not more.
Nikki Mishmash, good evening. Welcome to the stream.
Love the name.
Says, hi both, thanks for this chat. I'm a little confused. Husband has a red ride access pass. We were able to book today for March, but we have no symbols. You can't find where to look for them. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay, so my question is, how old is your ride access card? Because that will be the first thing. So I know there is still a few that are on the old system, so before Nimbus. If you're not old and you're fairly recent, then you'll probably be on the Nimbus. But when you apply through Merlin, there was 2 versions, I think, of how you could do it. So you could get a free version, which only covered Merlin ride access, or you could get the £15 one. And I believe if you got the free one, your symbols were...
Oh, we got balloons. Thank you.
I don't know what that is.
No.
Oh, sorry, it's 12 months old, runs out in 2028. So you'll be on the Nimbus. So did you do the free version, or did you pay the £15 for the 3-year one?
I was going to say, it should have symbols, shouldn't it? It shouldn't come...
Yes, it does. But people have been sharing a link. I'll try and find it and get Chris to put it in the description or on our socials. People have been posting a link of where you can go to find out what your symbols are. Or you could email Nimbus yourself and ask them to clarify. If anyone else can enlighten on the free version.
So, yeah, I was going to say, we don't know too much about the free version.
No, because I have the physical card. But also, when you applied, you would have got an email, I believe, that has your Nimbus code on it. So if you then maybe just email Nimbus and say, I don't know what my symbols are, but I'll try and find the link online, and then I'll put it either in the description of this live once it goes up, or Chris can put it on socials on
or I'll do a post on YouTube, one or two.
Or if anyone else has the link where you can check your symbols and pop it in the chat, that would be appreciated.
Yes.
Donut Dan. Good evening, Donut Dan.
Good evening, Donut Dan.
I have autism and think this is unacceptable for people with actual disabilities. Oh, actual disabilities. I would love to sue them for this, as it's wrong to do this. Should we protest at Merlin attractions and sue them, turn it into an activist, but for disabilities?
I mean, I'd love to do that.
I do think people...
I think the answer is probably more than that, because that's quite expensive.
To be fair, I genuinely think they've had a lot of backlash that they probably weren't expecting. I think we need to all just sort of sit there and watch how the next couple of days go. Send Merlin themselves an email to the Ride Access email, which I believe is in most of our descriptions on the channel.
I've got the email anyway.
Yes, we can put the email in the description of this live when it goes up as well. Just send them an email, send them your thoughts, and say exactly what you think. Because, yeah, people need to say, Theme Parks UK says it is unacceptable that Merlin have taken it away from me because some dingbats lied about it. Yep. Yeah, I agree. Abusing the system means others miss out on what they actually need. And it's not easy getting that proof and getting those diagnoses and fighting for everything for it to just be taken away. Skelly Cat says you have to pay more if you're neurodivergent. Good thing we all got that sciencey super intelligence and are loaded, right? Yeah, unfortunately. AJ, good evening.
Good evening.
Says, this means I can no longer access Merlin parks. I've spent years trying to be less isolated since being diagnosed. Now I can't go to their parks, which will have a negative impact on my mental health. Yeah,
it's crazy.
It breaks my heart because
it's disgusting. It really is disgusting.
Like I say, like you do become reliant and you do get excited on, and get used to being able to do things you love in an accessible way with the supports and things that you need in place that will help you do it. And then for it to just be taken away is...
I mean, to be fair, last year was very difficult to get ride access. Don't get me wrong.
But when you got it, it was
worked.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
it
definitely
worked the way that it should have.
Yes.
We're never in a queue more than 5 minutes.
Nope.
It's incredible. But there's, I don't know. Donut Dan says, I feel the pain here as well. Shall we do it? Sue them. See what happens over the next couple of days, because I think the backlash will be enough for them to go to either clarify, re-look at it, or just bide your time.
Yes.
AJ says, surely this is also refusing a reasonable adjustment which will bring up legal challenges. I'm certainly thinking I would raise a claim. I think there's a lot of people thinking the same thing. I mean, potentially.
I mean, there is already one claim. I don't know how it's going, but the Jarvis, I can't remember his first name, but some bloke called Jarvis is on Facebook. He's already taken a claim to Merlin, and as far as I'm aware, he hasn't got anywhere. But I think he can easily probably just change his stance slightly, because it's I would say it's definitely discrimination now. Mm-hmm. Before, I'm not so sure, just because you couldn't get the time that you wanted to go, was kind of just the system, I think, and it needed to be like that because otherwise, as a right access user, you shouldn't be in a 20-30 minute queue. So yeah, it worked in my eyes last year, but yeah, no, this year's disgusting.
Yes. It's not good, is it?
Not really, no.
Charlotte says, "Oh, good evening, Charlotte. If I haven't already said it, I don't recognise.
Maybe it's a different Charlotte.
It could well be, but it could be that I've just said hi twice. It's my son's card, and he has the Q symbol, and that's all. He can't even get a +1 because he's only 7. So okay. I mean, some people are saying that they are on theirs. They've still accepted the Q symbol, but I think it's still very hit or miss.
I'd probably say try the app.
Well, I think if I remember rightly from her comment before she's got it, she was able to book today.
Oh yeah.
Just keep an eye on the app, because they may reject it, they may let you keep it. I don't know. There's no clarification on if you have previous bookings and you still have a valid pass, what that's going to look like. So keep hold of it. Don't cancel it. See what happens. Fam says they'll be losing a hell of a lot of money, so many people will be cancelling their annual and monthly passes. We are even thinking of cancelling. I was thinking of cancelling.
I think a better pass at the minute. There's two passes there, bear in mind. It's Polton's Park.
Yep.
Or if you're doing Blackpool Pleasure Beach, if you want to do some European parks as well.
Yeah.
A great value in our eyes.
Excuse me.
Excuse you.
It's because I've been talking so much.
I know, can't shut you up.
James said, just to be warned though, it looks like changes are coming to carers tickets soon. If you read the bottom of the latest Kate's email, she mentions more changes coming, and that is just the start. We have several key projects planned to make our attractions even more accessible in 2026. These include introducing a consistent global carer ticket policy.
It's interesting. Yeah, what does that mean? Oh, God, yeah.
Global. So, see, I still feel like they'll accept the +1 on Nimbus for that. I don't think I'm not overly worried about that part. I think if they turn around and say we don't accept that, you need to have something else in play.
Having said that,
then it's a bit of a crappy move.
I don't want to preempt this, and I hope they don't, but if it's true about finances and Merlin, could they charge 50% of ticket prices? So, like, instead of it, like, the carer going in
well, that then
free,
doesn't make it more accessible, does it? Because what they've said is plan to make our attractions even more accessible. I mean, they've already made it even less accessible.
I was just going to say, they've gone against that straight away.
But
I don't know. I just have that horrible feeling they'll do a 50% reduction in ticket prices, because not every theme park and not every attraction has a free carer. Some have reduced tickets.
But but they do normally do. But to say to charge and then go, oh well, it makes it more accessible. Well, actually, it doesn't. So I guess we'll see. But I'm not particularly worried about that as of right now.
I mean, it will make it accessible because there'll be no one in the theme parks.
Yeah, it'll make it accessible to those who it's already accessible to. Nate, dude, good evening, says Disneyland Paris does. I'm not sure.
Oh, about the Nimbus card.
Oh yeah, they do.
They do Nimbus.
Well, that's the good part about the Nimbus website is it actually shows you everywhere that accepts it.
If you pay the £15.
Even if you don't have that, you can just go onto the website.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, if you only have the £15 one, then that's it will only be accepted. But if you have the free Merlin one, then obviously you can't take it anywhere else because it's just for Merlin. But yeah. Donut says I will lose mine to we must turn into activists stop the flow, like the London farmers. You just see how the next couple of days go.
I'm a London farmer.
So Louis Theme Park says I love these changes. I've booked Thorpe Park trips. I can't wait for the new season.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah. Have a good time at Thorpe Park. Nikki said, thank you. We've got the code, so we'll email them and hopefully find out more info. Yes, please do. I think there's a Facebook group, I don't know if you have Facebook, but it's the Merlin Bride Access group, I think that's what it's called. And in there were people sharing links to a Nimbus website that allowed you to just put in your number and then the symbols would come up. So I'll after the stream I'll go hunt the link and then put it in the description to this video, and then hopefully that will help others as well. If not, if we don't get it to you in time, just send them an email. I'm sure they'll get back to you very quickly. They normally do within about 24 hours, I think. Yeah, so Fam says, well, there will be one thing that will happen for sure. The M25 will probably be lighter in traffic now.
No chance, but yeah. I like you thinking.
If only. I like watching tornadoes. Good evening.
Good evening.
Says, can I also add to mine that I found out about this through ride comparisons on YouTube? I receive 0 emails and this affects me massively. I mean, to be fair, we're very hit and miss with emails from them. Like, you get the ride access emails, but it's me that's the...
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't understand that.
No, I don't
and
understand.
it's signed up on my email, so...
Yeah.
I don't understand that, but anyway. Yes, ride comparisons does normally keep people up to date. But yeah, things should have been sent out. I also think it should have been put on the Merlin annual pass, like the official Merlin annual pass socials and stuff. I do also think it should be on all the theme park ones, just so that everyone is fully aware. Yeah. Lewis is not really sure a legal claim is going to do much. I don't think they have to offer RAP at all. Maybe wrong. Parks like Fantasia Land don't have any form of RAP, so it must be somewhat optional. I mean, yeah. I'm not sure legally wise, to be honest, but I think it's, if that's what you believe in and that's what you want to do, go do what you want to do, kind of thing.
I mean, Fantasia Land is renowned for being probably one of the worst for disability side of things. I've
not actually ever really seen anyone say that they've had issues, if that makes sense.
I guess because
with queues and
they
stuff.
Sort of turn around. If you read on their website, they sort of say if you are disabled, just don't go.
Which is quite funny.
Yes.
For me anyway, when we were looking and I read it and I was like, huh?
It does.
And it was like, essentially, if you have significant disabilities, we recommend you just don't come.
Oh yeah.
Which is insane.
It's crazy.
Yes. So let's see, where did I get to? Charlotte says, will break my heart if he can't have it, as he only goes to MAP for Christmas. It is a shame. It's not fair. It really isn't fair. If you have these access needs, you should be able to get access. But the amount of people who are annual pass holders as well that now really don't have access is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'd love to know who put the idea in their head, but Sue Pinky said, what I'm wondering now is if I'm going to have to pay for a reprint of my card so that it shows one of the newly required symbols as I'm eligible, despite only needing it for Merlin.
No, because they don't check the Nimbus card as long as you have.
I think. Oh, hang on. So I don't currently have the symbol and didn't push for it as not being needed before. If you don't have the symbol on your actual card, then you don't have the symbol, if that makes sense. So you have to have the symbol on the card or connected to your pass in some way. So if you have the free one, then it needs to show the symbol. So if you don't have it, you would need to ask to have it put on, in which case I think there is a reprint fee, unless it's one of the ones that they've changed over, that they've swapped, if that makes sense. But Emily has said, no, you don't need a reprint.
Can we also say, good evening, Emily.
Hello.
Does all access. Thank you for joining.
If you don't have the symbol as part of your thing, you will need to have that put back on or put on, because if you don't have it, you don't have it, basically. Hope that makes sense. If you have it, you don't need a reprint.
Yeah, anyway.
If you don't have it, yeah. Theme Park Planet says, I think £15 Nimbus card. Yeah, I think £15 Nimbus card is worth it. That's £5 a year, easy, got my money's worth. Oh, 100%. My Nimbus card has made my life so much easier in the last 3 years. It is unbelievable. And it's great value for money. I'm not going to lie.
Yep.
Sorry I'm late for joining. No worries. And Fam says, idea for a video, go to a Merlin park when they open and ask people who have rap who want to talk about how disgusted or how happy they are with the changes. I mean, that is something we could do. However, I don't know how many people would agree to do it. But it is something that we could maybe think about.
Yeah, it's an idea. Here's an idea.
Oh, hi.
Hi.
You were right.
I could just imagine Thorpe Park with the kids.
Like, how annoyed at you are at Merlin are you? Like, are you like, do you love them or do you just wish they didn't exist? Like,
keep it clean.
You know, like what? Yes. So Emily's confirmed. Correct. Yeah. If you have the symbol, you don't need it reprinted. So Emily says, I use my card for theatres, shows and different places.
Yeah, same.
It's absolute godsend.
Same.
Like, I don't know how I used to cope in previous years without it. I'm not even gonna lie. So Theme Park Planet said, I did send the link to find out what symbols you now have, the changes in the chat. Oh, with the changes in chat. Oh, okay. Thank you. I mean, I may have gone past it, but I don't see it. But thank you, though. Others might be able to see it. It might be because I'm on my phone. But yeah. Sue said, thanks. I've paid for Nimbus card, which doesn't run out till 2028. It just doesn't have the new required symbol as not one I needed before now. Yeah, I think you will have to get, you'll have to get it asked for the new one to be put on, and I think you'll have to pay. But I don't know if a reprint is cheaper, or if it's, because I can't remember if I'm thinking about the CA card, or if I'm thinking about the Access card, but I think a reprint is like £6, but I'm not sure. Have a double check on their website. If you're not 100% sure, I would recommend sending Nimbus an email and saying, I'm not sure if I need a reprint or what will happen. Can you please, get the clarification from them? But I would have said that you need a whole new card because you need that symbol, basically.
Oh, sorry.
Emily says, same, don't know how I would cope without it. Honestly, best £15 I've ever spent. And if you're wondering what a CA card is, just because I brought it up a minute ago, it's basically
you're like,
I was reading the comment.
Right.
It's basically a card. It's similar to Access card, but not, if that makes sense. It is solely for cinemas, so it means that you can pre-book a carer ticket online. That being said, if you don't want to pre-book online and you have a Nimbus card, you can just take your Nimbus card on the day and get your cinema tickets on the day. So it's solely if you want to book online.
Yes.
Hope that makes sense. Emily said you can check on your Nimbus, your symbols. Yeah, you can see it on the actual card. Like if you have the physical card. I think if you have the digital one, I think you have to check online. I'm not sure, 100%. Because I have the physical one. Access card reprint is a £5. Yeah, I don't think that's too bad.
No.
But
no.
And I love my CEA card, honestly. I think I've only used it. I've had one for the last 3 years, but I actually only use it like once a year.
We don't go to the cinema that much.
No, but there's been times like where we've done it, like we've gone on the day and we just use my Access card because I don't always have my CEA card. And then the other one, although I would only really recommend it if you're going abroad, if that makes sense. Oh, no, I mean you can check online with Nimbus. Oh, I didn't know that. Thanks for the clarification. Well, I suppose, well, yeah. It's the National Disability card, which is more for when you're abroad. So if you're going somewhere that doesn't accept Nimbus, I think it was more for, where did we go?
Was it France?
France?
Park Asterix?
No, it was Futurescope.
Futurescope.
So France.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. So if they don't accept like the Nimbus, and they only accept something with like the national like disability symbol, then the national disability card is the one for you. I think it's £10 for £10 or £20 for 2 years. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah. Right, let's have a look. Let's catch up with the chat. A fan says, I bet the likes of Silkstone won't be talking about the changes, seeing as... Yeah, I'm not going to fully read out that comment. I mean, the thing is, you're not gonna talk about it if it doesn't affect you, but you're also not going to talk about it if it's not something that you use, that you know much about, that you don't understand. I mean, I use it all the time, and I'm part of that, and I don't even fully understand everything. So if you really don't know, you're really not going to talk about it. I mean, they should stand up and say, actually, we don't think this is right, but I wouldn't blame them for not talking about it, because you just don't. Like, if you don't know, you don't, kind of thing. Charlotte said, sorry, having brain melt. What symbol is that is needed, not the one with several people standing? Okay, so there is now only 3 symbols. One is the unable to stand, which is somebody... Yeah, so difficulty standings, which is essentially someone sitting on a chair. The second one is level access, which is like a ramp. It's like a... oh my god, a wheelchair and a ramp.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Fried now.
No, I know.
And then the urgent toilet needs, which is just the letters WC. If you're not sure, they are, the actual symbols themselves are on the thumbnail for this live. So you need to have at least one of those 3. Yes. Emily says, I've been to Warwick Castle and Cadbury lately and used my access card. Staff were incredible.
That's good.
Do you know, Warwick Castle is always incredible. We've not actually been to Cadbury for a little while now.
I don't think it's changed.
Well, I keep seeing things saying that it's got quite bad. Was it alright? Was it good? Do you still get your free chocolate? To be fair, we need to go. Staff were incredible. I find that the staff are always incredible.
I think the last time we went to Cadbury World was for the opening of their new ride. That was the last time.
It was.
It was. POV on the channel. If you haven't seen it or haven't been on it.
Yeah, the sly POV. Although when we went, it was a bit... The rap was a bit confusing, wasn't it?
They hadn't worked that one out. So they they didn't work out how to do the rap queue. Obviously, opening day, the queue was massive for it. So they were like, oh yeah, come here. They took us all around behind the bloody ride. We went like behind the scenes. Yeah, we went
behind the scenes and through the back, througly like their stock warehouse.
Yeah, it was crazy.
They were like, we're not sure.
Just come this way. I was like, okay.
But yeah, they are normally really good. Theme Park Planet says, no, you need the one with either a person sat down. Yeah. Charlotte said, well, good luck with everyone around me, and my son has a meltdown in a queue and starts screaming. Well, yeah. It's the reality of the situation now, though, isn't it? Unfortunately.
Let's hope over the next few days something else is said.
Yes. I do need clarification. Yeah. They need to really like sit there, look online, see the questions people have, and really sit there and go, actually, you have to answer this.
You have to think that we're just coming to terms with their new rule change. But you think about the amount of people that are going to be going on the day that didn't even pre-book in the old system. Now they're going to be told, oh no, you can't even pre-book, and you can't even get ride access because you haven't got those symbols or a Nimbus card. It's going to open up.
The change is kind of telling, though, isn't it? Because February's all sold out. Obviously, it will be because it's half term. But then March and April, there's still stuff there to book. So whether people just couldn't get on it or whatever, but there's still stuff available to book. So, Bev says, my Nimbus card was the best £15 I've ever spent. It's been used in loads of places. I was always allowed to use it in Blackpool Poundland as the queue had snaked back near the entrance airshow weekend. Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah. it's incredible. It is one of the best things out there. I'm not even like, and the best place I've ever used it. Well, I don't even really use it, to be honest, at the airport. I would normally have my sunflower lanyard, but I have my Nimbus card on it, so it's all there and explained. And then I have like a handmade card that basically says all of the things that I struggle with and like my emergency contacts and stuff. But going through the airport is an absolute godsend as well. Like when there's just chaos everywhere. Yeah, it's an incredible little bit of plastic. So, Theme Park Planet, have you experienced the Drayton Manor ride access system? We have.
We have.
Do you have any questions? I think it's great, to be honest.
Oh, he's asked another question further down.
So, Drayton ride access is simple. You turn up to guest services, show them your Nimbus card, and then give. Yeah, exactly. It's how it should work. Very, very simple. Nimbus card given, wristband. Enjoy your day.
Yeah.
But that's how it used to be with Merlin. Just show and off you go. But I think it just got too much. The system became overwhelmed. But they're making changes that just aren't accessible changes. Excuse me.
Yes.
I apologise. Fan says the smaller attractions will probably be a lot better. It's the theme parks that are being difficult. See, the smaller attractions are like... Originally, they were the only reason I got an annual pass, wasn't it? Because I wanted sea life. And it was actually because we went to Blackpool one year and we fell in love with all the things at Blackpool, and at the time they had like a Blackpool season pass, so it wasn't a Merlin one, but you could do like the Sea Life Centre, you had Madame Tussauds, the Dungeons, the Tower, it had zoo. Blackpool Pleasure Beach on it, the zoo, the Model Village, the water park, and it was all for like 80 quid for like over a week, and it had the bus on it, didn't it? The trams, yeah. And it was like 70 quid. We were like, oh, this is great. And then we obviously found out about Merlin annual passes. So then we've had one ever since, and that's like what, 6-7 years ago, or more.
Yeah.
But
God, time flies, doesn't it? I was thinking, I was only a few years. I'm like, oh no, it probably was about 2019.
And now they've sold off all of Blackpool. I do hope they bring a pass back for Blackpool. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Bit of a tangent, but yeah. So
it's great for a holiday.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlotte said it was pants when I went to Cadbury. I booked it in advance, got there, found out they'd shut an hour before, had to join back of another group and missed half of it. Oh my God, that would annoy me so much. The email of complaint would have been, oh my gosh. Charlotte says Drayton Manor have always been fabulous, no queues, and get it on the day. Yeah, I agree. We've never had an issue with Drayton Manor. No.
We haven't been for a few years or a year.
And like now, their general rule is like they go by the access card, but if it's not busy, they don't tend to follow it. If that makes sense. Staff are always friendly there as well. Theme Park Planet says I understand why they limit ride access, but what they done to me feels like they're discriminating a lot of people who have the crowd symbol. Yeah, this is one of the biggest things as well. Oh, perfect. Sorry. It's one of the biggest things for me as well, because the crowd one specifically says queues and crowds, so it doesn't make sense that that's not included. But again, I'm hoping it's just an oversight that they missed off of the email, and we'll see. Give it time, hopefully. Oh, Theme Park Planet says Blackpool does have a pass.
Oh, we'll have to look into it.
Yes.
They haven't advertised it very well if they have. I haven't seen it anywhere.
Yeah, no, I thought... No, because they got rid, didn't they? Unless they've now brought it back. Has it been, like, recent that they brought it back? Or have we just completely missed it somehow?
Maybe.
Nikki said, I found the link, filled in the details, and they sent info back in 5 seconds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Perfect. I'm glad you found it. I will still try and find the link and put it in the description for anybody else who might want it. But, yes. Perfect. I'm glad you've got it. I hope it gets sorted for everyone soon. It's so upsetting for everyone. Stay strong. Yes, I agree. It's absolute dog doo-doo.
Absolutely. I think we're going to have to call it a day in a minute.
We will have to end the live very, very quickly.
We have been
very
streaming
soon.
for nearly 2 hours.
Yes. So if you have any last questions, comments, concerns, get them in now, and we'll go through them really, really quickly, and then we will end the stream. So where am I?
They announced, Blackpool. They announced it back in November.
We
missed that.
must have. Yeah, we must have
We missed that. We'll have to look into it.
We will.
We do like our trips up to Blackpool.
I love Blackpool. It's one of those places where everyone says, "Oh, it's run down. It's this. It's that."
I mean, they're not lying. It is in places.
It is. But for me, it's one of those places where you can go, have like a full Monday to Friday there, or even a Monday to Sunday, and you'll be able to find something to do every day. Whereas, like, if you went to, like, say, Yarmouth, you're probably only going to have about 3 days worth of stuff to find. Or, do you know what I mean? Like, Blackpool for me is you can park your car up on Monday, not touch it till Sunday, use the tram and the buses, and you know, it's just one of those sorts of things for me.
Yeah.
It's incredible. Fan says, I can see that with so many families not going because of this, they will have to level out by upping the price of fast track food and merch. Well, people will stop buying fast track food and merch because the prices are going up and up and up, and people just can't afford it. Like, yeah, no. So yeah. AJ says, hopefully Merlin will see sense and change it back to no discriminate. Oh my gosh.
Discriminate. Yeah. We'll get there in the end.
Words. Thanks for talking about this. Glad I'm not the only one really angry about it.
No
Thing
worries.
is, take the access away, then it becomes inaccessible for loads of people, and it's just not fair. It's not fair to have it and then take it away. Yeah. So, Charlotte, where do you find this info? I can't see anything on the websites. In regards to the changes, it was an email that was sent out. This is the email. It's not obviously all of it, but it is the big bulk of it.
Can I just say something that's really kind of funny? Hayley was pointing at the screen then. No one can see the bloody screen that you're pointing at. She's like, oh, it's there. Sorry, look, I just found that funny.
Right, look. It's been a day, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, Theme Park Planet says £150. Well, £149. That gives you entry into the Tower Ballroom, Blackpool Tower Circus, the Dungeon, Madame Tussauds, Sandcastle, and Showdown. Oh, that's a lot less.
There's a lot there, but I only want it for a week. Or, you know, they need to...
be fair, though, I wouldn't have said if you...
There's only probably one that's worth it, which is the water park.
Yeah, the Sandcastle.
Other than that, you'd only do them once. Let's be fair, you do the dungeon, you've done it all then.
Yeah. Yeah. Theme Park Planet. Oh, that's for a year, so that's an annual pass.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't want it for a year.
No. So the old pass used to be, it was like a week thing. So if you were going there for a holiday, and it was a council one, wasn't it? It was done by the council, and it was like a thing.
Oh, I need to transition.
Thanks, guys. Fingers crossed Merlin sees sense soon. Hopefully. AJ, to find your symbols. What I'll do is I'll go online and I'll try and find the link and pop it in the description of this video. If not, who was it that found it? Yeah. I'll try and figure it out. Daniel Lindsay. Danny.
You missed it.
Welcome to the stream, but you've joined right at the very end.
Have you heard, whilst we're here,
Merlin don't care, unfortunately.
Ah, there we go.
Yeah, no they don't.
We can still be unhappy with them for a little while. Hopefully, we are hoping they change it, but you are right, they don't care about people, and that is pretty evident. But
It's not the best. It's really crappy news. And it now means that a hell of a lot of people no longer qualify for the access that they thought to have in place. Unfortunately. Donut says, if I have the physical wrap pass, how do I check what symbols I have? Do you have the physical Nimbus or the digital Nimbus? Because if you have the physical wrap, then you would have either or, unless it's like, well, even if it was 3 years old now, I think it would be invalid. Danny says they will sell up soon. Well,
the way that it's going.
Maybe one. But yeah, I think yes. Fam says we'll have to see how long Merlin lasts. If they're having financial problems now, wait and see what this does to them. And Bev says, thanks guys. 100% no worries. Thank you for joining. Check the link above your question. Oh, there's a link. So I'm not seeing links. So I don't know if that's because I'm on the phone or...
Well, there goes my son's pass out the window. Yeah, it's that's what a lot of people have been saying, and to be fair, even we're questioning now whether or not the passes are really worth it.
Well, they're not, are they? They're just not. But yeah, they do need to change it, but unfortunately, people misused it. It's so hard to find a good outcome for everyone that's not misused.
There were different ways of doing. There are different ways of doing it.
Something had to change, but to wipe it for so many people because of the few just isn't acceptable. People go through a hell of a lot to be able to get the evidence and stuff to get these things, and it's just because a handful of people were abusing it. It's not fair.
I don't think it has anything to do with people abusing it. I really don't. I think it's more a case of they needed to get the figure down, and this was a way of getting the figure down.
Yeah.
Because last year, it was hard to get the dates that you wanted.
Yeah.
But other than that, the system worked.
Yeah.
The system worked.
Yeah.
So this has everything to do with figures, in my eyes.
Yes. Oh yeah, they shouldn't have just wiped it. They needed to have a better system. Yeah, I agree. Thank you, Theme Park Planet. Danny says, don't forget the cost of it too. The cost of what?
The pass or the wrap pass?
The wrap pass, the Nimbus card. What the price of? Yeah, I only ever got one wrap for last year. To be fair, I think my son visited once last year. Good times. Yeah, see, this is the thing though. It was it was difficult to get Pride access slots, but when you were able to get it, it worked so much better.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, the pass, £15. Yeah, £15. Yeah, but don't forget, Danny, the Nimbus card, £15 for 3 years. You can use it anywhere. In lots of places.
Do you know what? I think that bodes well for a video that we have got planned all about the access card.
Yeah, I mean we can. Yeah.
That Hayley's. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it might be a good time to film it.
And the thing is, Danny, I feel like you, of all people, who is always travelling, could have got so much use out of that card. But I feel like you've definitely not utilised it. Leaving now. Good luck, everyone. Thanks once more for this. New follower here. No worries. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for the new follow. Hopefully we answered a lot of your questions. Well, there's not really much that we could clarify, but yes.
We've gone on for 2 hours.
We have. So even now everything is greyed out. Okay, so up at the minute, Merlin have changed it, so they're only releasing so many at a time. So at the minute you can only book February, March, April, but February is obviously full, and then there's partial for March.
What was that? I thought I only saw 1 day in March, but we'll go with it.
I think partial for March and April. At least there was earlier. I'm a busy boy, hun. I know you are, but there's probably so many places that you could use it.
Isn't.
Oh, shut up. There's probably so many places that you could utilise it that you're just not utilising it. But anyways.
I do think we need to go.
Yes. Last few comments and then we are heading off. So I'm off now too. Likewise, good luck. Change for the better. I've subscribed too. Good night. Thank you so much for your subscription.
Thank you very much.
Glad you joined. Thank you for joining. Without any other whatever, feel free to message us on socials and we will always do our best to answer the best way that we can.
Yes, we will.
I don't even have my March April work rotor out. LOL. Yeah, it's quite difficult sometimes.
It's crazy.
People just need to boycott them. There are other theme parks in the UK. Cancel your pass to save your money and have a decent theme park like Polton's. 100%. I agree. Yes. Okay. Last comment. Is it just me who thinks Merlin is making it super easy to make people not want to visit there? Yep. Yes. They're basically pushing it further down the pan because it's Merlin and they're silly. Good night. Right.
With that, I think we're going to end the stream here. Thank you all for watching, liking, subscribing, all that fun stuff. If you haven't done already, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button.
And we will see you.